What is going on, Nitrocytes? It is your boy, the Nitro General here, and welcome back to another video. Now, I had planned tonight to do another video doing the competitive Pokemon tier list thing that I have been working on, but unfortunately, I don't have time to make that video tonight. But instead of just ghosting you guys, I did want to make another video. And to keep the competitive Pokemon spirit alive here on the channel, instead of doing that, I'm just going to be talking about the future of competitive Pokemon. Because as of right now, I think everybody is wondering what's going to happen. A lot of the official VGC matches have been postponed, have been canceled. I know a lot of them have been postponed. I know I was going to one here next weekend, but actually this weekend coming up. But unfortunately, I will not be going anymore due to this virus. I was so excited to go up. I was so excited, but with this virus and everything, it's too scary just to drive hours away from where I live, stay at a hotel for a weekend, and do these festivities. I'm not even totally sure if they are still having them or not, but all I know is that I am unfortunately not going. So maybe to do that, maybe I will do some competitive Pokemon videos on the channel, just using the team that I was going to use for regionals. But unfortunately, I will not be going to that, and that really sucks. But what is the future of it? Because the thing is that competitive Pokemon is the main focus, I believe, of the post-game of Pokemon Sword and Shield. Now, I believe we are getting a new set of Pokemon games next year. They will probably announce them at some point. I don't know. I'm going to be guessing Generation 4 remakes. Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum are the only games that have not had remakes besides of X and Y. So, and obviously Sword and Shield. But yeah, they're the first games that have not had remakes. So we're probably going to get them, and we may be people are talking about going back to Kalos in those games too. I don't know. Or going back to Kalos in the DLC of Pokemon Sword and Shield because of the trains. But yeah, so there's probably going to be a new game released next year, and that is going to change the whole thing of competitive Pokemon too. But the whole focus of this game, of Pokemon Sword and Shield, I think the whole focus of the post game is competitive Pokemon, because a lot of people are saying, the game isn't good, they haven't released, there's not very much to do after you beat the game. Well, if you're not into competitive Pokemon, yes, there's not a lot to do after the game. But there is when it comes to competitive Pokemon, because competitive is huge right now. And I think that it took a boost and a decrease when this whole quarantine started. Now that everybody is at home, they have more time to do it. But also with the release of Animal Crossing, I think a lot of people playing Pokemon decreased, because Animal Crossing was one of the biggest selling games for the Nintendo Switch. And I can tell you what, once I got Animal Crossing a few weeks ago, I have not touched Pokemon Sword and Shield in 3 weeks now. And it's weird because there hasn't been a time in my life where I have went more than 3 weeks without playing a Pokemon game or anything like that in a long time. Now, obviously, I still watch a lot of that stuff, so I've not gone without Pokemon for 3 weeks, but it's been a long time since I've gone this long without playing a Pokemon game. And that is because I have literally been playing Animal Crossing every single day that I can. Every free time I have been playing Animal Crossing. I love this new game. And I think that because of that, it has taken away from the competitive scene a little bit. And unfortunately, that means that competitive Pokemon have taken a little bit of a dip. But also with the quarantine, I think it has gotten an increase because more people are home, have more time to do stuff like that. So if you don't like Animal Crossing, or you don't have the game or whatever, and you have Pokemon Sword and Shield, then you're probably competitive battling. And I love competitive battling. You guys know that. It's one of my favorite things in the world. Within the last few years, I have gotten immensely into it and everything like that. I am not amazing at the game. I'm not bad, but I'm not amazing. But I love to watch it, and I love to just try my best anyways. But yeah, so what is the future of competitive Pokemon? That's the thing. What is going to happen with it? I feel like they're going to reschedule a lot of the official VGC matches, but I feel like a lot of people aren't going to make it out. So you're going to be getting a lot of people who are going to qualify for worlds that may not have normally qualified because they haven't been able to play as much or go to these competitions because of the virus. And it sucked, especially if they have kids, with them not being in school and stuff like that. And I know schools around here just closed for the entire year already. So, and I know they've done that in a few other states, but that means that people who have kids may not have enough time to play Pokemon as they used to because their kids are in school, or they're not working or something like that, or I don't know. But I feel like it's taken an increase, but also at the same time taken a decrease. So they may cancel each other out. I don't totally know, but I do know that a lot of people are wondering, what's going to happen in the future of the game. Now, also with the release of the DLC, hopefully coming out next month, the first part of the DLC is going to release a lot of new Pokemon. They're going to release, I think, 300 new Pokemon, they said. 150 in this new, in this first DLC, and another 150 in the next DLC of old returning Pokemon. And a lot of people are saying with data mines of the game, they have, shown that it looks like all starter Pokemon will be returning, which makes me happy because Blaziken's my favorite Pokemon and I am so excited to see him in the game. But at the same time, what's the future gonna, with all these new Pokemon being released into the game, new abilities, Pokemon who get, special moves and stuff that they didn't before, what is going to happen to the game? When the first DLC comes out, people are going to be thrown for a complete loop because Pokemon that they haven't seen, if this is their first Pokemon game, they're going to be going against Pokemon online that they've never seen before. New sets with the new moves, like, heavy duty boot sets and, a lot of other sets that you haven't seen before and stuff like that with items are going to be used with these new Pokemon. I know Metronome Mamoswine is something I have been looking forward to using, and stuff like that. It's just there's so much going to be released in the next month, hopefully, that people haven't seen before, and that's going to contribute a lot to the competitive scene. How good is Eviolite Kubfu going to be? Maybe it might be trash and it might be good. Nobody knows the stats of Kubfu, if it's bulky or not. I'm gonna guess Urshifu's gonna be relatively bulky, but mainly physically offensive instead of specially offensive, because the whole thing is punching. So, but so who knows with all these new Pokemon that are gonna be released? With the Galarian forms of the legendary birds, with the new Regis that are going to be, Regishock and the Dragon Reggie that are going to be coming out that they've already showed pictures of. What are those going to be like competitively? Nobody knows. So competitive is kind of, I feel like, at a standstill right now because of three things. One, because VGC has kind of been postponed, so anybody who's been planning to go to those games or whatever is not able to. Secondly, with the DLC coming out, there's going to be all these new Pokemon, all these returning Pokemon, everything that we know is any old Pokemon are coming back, so there's going to be so much more added to the game. And three, with the new games coming out next year probably, who knows what the competitive is going to be in that. Chances are there will be no Dynamax and Gigantamaxing in that game, maybe, but I feel like that's a regional thing, so I feel like max raid battles and stuff like that won't be in the new game unless it's like a Sword and Shield 2 or something, because they weren't in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, so chances are they aren't going to be in the new games either. But so stuff like that, who knows what is going to be in the new games. And competitive, I feel like before Sword and Shield came out, was at relatively alike for the same. I mean, you got the introduction of Mega Evolutions in X and Y, which was a big thing, and then you got the introduction of Z moves in Sun and Moon. But before that, I mean, there really wasn't a competitive scene really too much until Black and White. I think Black and White or Black and White 2, which is when VGC started out. So, I mean, you have so much new stuff being added with each new game, but Mega Evolutions were huge for competitive. I mean, up until then, I mean, competitive was just what Pokemon you use with what moves and what abilities. You didn't have to worry about Z moves. You didn't have to worry about Dynamax or Gigantamax. You didn't have to worry about all this stuff. But there's all this stuff that you have to think about now. That do I think they're going to release Mega Evolutions in the DLC? No. I'm 98% sure they're not. If they are, awesome. I mean, they have Groudon and Kyogre coming back, so maybe you'll get their primal forms. I know Rayquaza's coming back, so maybe you're going to be able to get Dragon Ascent to get Mega Rayquaza. I don't know. Because how are you going to do that without a Mega Bracelet? And if they get in Mega Rayquaza, then they're probably going to add in other Megas too. And to play competitive and have to worry about Dynamax and Gigantamax plus, maybe Mega Evolutions is just so much to worry about. So I feel like in the next game, if they bring back Mega Evolutions in the next game, that they probably won't do Gigantamax and Dynamax. I'm just going to guess they won't because of the fact that they're only in, I'm going to guess they're like Z moves and are only going to be in one region specifically because it's a specific region thing. But that'll mean that that'll just mean that any of those Pokemon like that are going to be useless. Like, what happens if you transfer a Gigantamax Pokemon over into another game? Does it lose its Gigantamax form? Or, what? Or are any of the Sword and Shield Pokemon going to be able to come over? Nobody knows. It's the future. The future of competitive is really just foggy right now because nobody knows what is going to happen with the DLC, with VGC, with the new games coming out. I mean, you have so much that... I mean, to me, it is a little stressful because I hate not knowing things, but to a lot of people, it might be really exciting to know that, someday competitive might be totally different than it is now. And I am a huge fan of Pokemon, and I will always be a huge fan of Pokemon no matter what. But at the same time, I hate change, and I don't want them to change too much. So I guess the biggest thing is that we just have to wait to see what they do. But the future of competitive, which is the main focus of this video, is just, we don't know. With this virus has screwed up a lot of stuff. It may have delayed the new games. It may have delayed the DLC. It has obviously delayed VGC. So with the just of not knowing what's going to be released or what's going to happen in the future, everybody's kind of at a standstill with like, okay, competitive is what it is right now, and nobody knows what's going to happen. So right now we're stuck with, just what Pokemon can Dynamax, what Pokemon can Gigantamax, what Pokemon do they have on their team that can do either of those. We have to make sure that, every Pokemon can Dynamax except for like some legendaries, so what's going to happen. So you really don't have too much to worry about now. But when the DLC comes out, I feel like a lot of Pokemon are going to be introduced in a competitive that people are going to be like, wow, I can't believe these Pokemon existed or whatever, especially if you've never played any other Pokemon game. Myself, who have been playing Pokemon for 20 years, there's not going to be too much that will be surprising me, but of course there is so much that people can do that I have never thought of with items and stuff. But Pokemon-wise, I don't think there's going to be really much they can do unless there's all new Pokemon competitively bringing Pokemon that I'd be like, wow, I didn't think you could do that. But unless they bring like an obviously bad Pokemon, which could actually happen. But like if they bring Crobat or something like that, I'll be like, yeah, I know Crobat is kind of bulky, but not super bulky, and it's really fast. So, see, I know that. But new Pokemon I might not know, but there's not very much that they can do that I wouldn't. But I know there are a lot of people who Sword and Shield were their first game, so sending out a Pokemon from a previous game, then they're like, I don't know anything about this Pokemon. Oh, I didn't know this Pokemon gets Fire Punch. I didn't know this Pokemon gets Dragon Pulse or whatever like that. So there's just so much that we don't know. And that was the main focus of this video, is that I did want to just talk about the future competitive, because I couldn't get another competitive Pokemon tier list video out for you guys. So I hope this whole video was easy for you guys to follow. I know when I was talking about it and everything, I get towards the end here and I'm like, I don't know if this is really easily to follow, because I was thinking of things on the ball and talking about them, and sometimes I get out onto rants and I don't totally understand myself either. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. I really hope this was enough for you guys to understand. I do apologize that I can't get the other video out tonight. There will be another video out at least one more out this week, so keep your eyes open for that. If you're excited for that, subscribe, hit that like button, and hit the bell too, because when I do release more videos like that, you will be notified. And it also helps out the channel, because I'm trying to get it partnered, and I would love to make videos for you guys full time. I'd love nothing more than that. So if you guys want to see that, then leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, because it really does go a long way. But other than that, guys, just a little update on my Nintendo situation. I still am not allowed to go online because of my Nintendo account was hacked, which means that the NPBA is still pushed off a little bit. Hopefully it won't be pushed off too much longer. I did contact my Nintendo representative today. Haven't heard anything back, so if you guys do want to if you guys want to keep up on it, go and head over to the NPBA Discord server. There's been links to it in other previous videos. So you guys can click on that, go to that, and I will be posting some stuff in there when it is ready so we can start the draft and everything like that. But other than that, guys, that is it for me. Like I say at the end of every video, I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Nitro General out. Peace.